Hello, Water Tribe. Welcome to your weekly Oracle messages. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of November, I have a special tarot offer at the sales price that was created based on the theme that I feel it's corresponding to the month's energy. And we are in Scorpio season, so this reading is one that focuses a lot on themes of personal power and the nature of our own desires. And so if you would like to know more details as well about that special offer, you can follow a link that I'm also going to put down below that leads you into a video with a more in-depth explanation about what the reading is all about. So if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that going through the PayPal link that is also down below, and as well my Facebook and Instagram page. So water signs, I do feel like as a common theme for the three of you, there's a sense of slowing down, needing to rest, needing to reflect and be patient with some of the process you are in. I do get a feeling that some of you might have been involved in something that was like a shake-up to some sort of security, to some that disrupted your sense of security. For some of you, I feel it has to do with your material life. Some of you might have some sort of scare that awakened you to the notion of some sorts. Maybe needing to it's like needing to take a step back to look at the situation or to look at challenges you water signs are dealing with in order to see them maybe from a different perspective, or see them just in a more detached, see things from a further perspective, so you can have a more detached, objective notion of the bigger picture of what's really going on. This is a period of time this week where you water signs are also being called to, take the breaks that are needed without feeling guilty for it, because I feel like some of you are feeling either restless or guilty or frustrated with your own selves, with the timing that maybe you are taking to awaken to certain things, to feel ready, to have the chances, happening in your life. I feel like some of you are frustrated with yourselves and with the time of how things are evolving. I do feel like it's more about being, taking each day as it is, to be more in the flow and working with the flow of how things are taking. Like going with the flow of it will lead you into surprising, maybe unexpected paths. I do feel like some of you are looking for a way out of some sorts. Maybe some of you are in need to take it more easy during this period of time, so you can kind of regroup, reassess not only your thoughts, your emotions, to understand what you have with you, to pave those ways or to follow those paths that are calling to you. Especially again for water signs that this has to deal with their professional or financial life. I do feel like things will be evolving. Whatever this is, again, it's a setback, it's a delay of some sorts, or just a need to be even more revitalized, right? Needing to rest and relax and decompress from the stress or from the busy kind of energy, so you can, be ready to show up and give it your all in your profession, or give it your all in the things that you want to see results. For Scorpio, you have the patience card, so this is a message that for your sign is particularly relevant, as from now into the new moon up until the full moon energy, which is going to be I believe November 22 or November 23, the full moon in Gemini. I feel like from now up until the full moon period, something will be coming up, something will happen, something will be manifested in the way that you long for. But, again, one step at a time. Understand the lunar cycles and how they might be functioning with you and how they might be working with certain things that you want to have results at. I feel like some of you are being called to be more kind during this week, to be more in the kind, soft, compassionate vibration. I feel like some of you Scorpios are being harsh, like critical, very like there's this punisher energy with you, like all your flaws or all your issues and challenges. Maybe you are seeing them in a light that it's overly critical, like only seeing that, not seeing beyond your flaws or beyond the flaws of a certain situation. You are being reborn here. I feel like the majority of you, there's this big rebirth as well happening within the way, again, you look at situations and the way you feel strengthened and empowered, right? With the life cycles. I feel like some of you, this is about going from one cycle to the other. It's like you're in between, or somehow during this week you might feel like you are in transition between two phases of a situation, and this might make you feel somehow torn or just conflicted. For Scorpios that are dealing with groups or there might be something here about groups, or reunions with friends or people or even co-workers. There might be some sense of competition as well happening, where you might feel like you need to prove yourself more than actually you do. For Pisces, you have the laziness card. This is interesting. The message for you here, I feel, some of you might be about, on the contrary of Scorpio. For you, Pisces, it might be that you need to find, balance within how much you are doing and how much you are not doing. Because some of you, Pisces, might be going through or swinging through extremes, right? And this is, I feel, for some of you, leaving you worn out, like really depleted of vital energy. I feel like for some of you Pisces that feel really tired and feel incapable of getting up of the couch, I'm sorry, or of bed. For Pisces that feel the need to delay certain decisions, again, specifically dealing with finances, investments, or work offers. I feel like it's a good thing for you to do that, to stop a little bit and relax and spoil yourself with the things that make you feel good. Because in this vibration of being kind of fed, right, emotionally with the things you need and energetically, you'll have a more impulse. I feel like there's this amplitude of understanding, of vision, of things coming to you. I feel like some of you Pisces are magnets during this week to bring actually what you want in terms of fortune, in terms of abundance. But the key for this magnet or magnetic field to come to you might be about you finding balance. It's not to completely forget the things you have to do, the things you should be doing. It's not to take comfort in, in sabotaging your responsibilities, but taking more, being more present, let's say, within what brings you comfort emotionally, materially, mentally, like indulging a little bit, knowing, the right measure, the appropriate measure of pleasure versus work. Because I feel like this is like, again, something you might be coming back and forward, either doing too much or not doing at all. Take your time with it. But I feel like some of you will be attracting this week or during this time frame something significantly important to improve your material circumstances. For Cancer, you have guidance. And I do feel like Cancers are in need of, indeed, that's what I wanted to say, some outside perspective, or for cancers that are comfortable with their intuitive powers, cancers that understand a little bit of what the meaning of, the inner knowing and the inner feelings and the wisdom and advices that those type of outlets carry. I feel like it's just a time where you need to be a little bit it's like there's like this thing of time, like when we are in different time zones, I think it's called that way, like in different countries, and just the times are different. I feel like there's this different thing about how you have been seeing something, how you have been handling something, and how something really is in terms of for cancers that have been suffering with frustration to not figure out something. It could be because there's indeed this gap, this difference, like this big sense of two worlds apart in terms of what you consider something to be and what something is, or in terms of how you have been insisting on doing something and how you should alter that into something else. I do feel like some of you are, quite as well aware of, again, forms and symbols and patterns. I feel like some of you are, getting closer to cracking the mystery of some sorts, or cracking like the code that is guarding knowledge, is guarding information of what you should be doing. But guidance is here. So with proper guidance, you might have a different perspective and a new vision upon your life and upon situations that, again, are affecting most likely your physical world, or the world that deals with things happening with results within a solid form. I feel like it's time to either tap into your inner guidance, listen to your guides, or to reach out people that you feel can benefit you in helping you seeing something from a different perspective. Again, because sometimes when we reach out others, it's not that they tell us necessarily something we don't know, but sometimes listening in someone else's voice really helps us kind of understand or figure out something that, in the entrapments and in the noise and in the stress of the mind, most of the times we don't pay enough attention to certain details, or how certain things connect. So I also feel like some of your cancers are connecting the dots, or you need to connect dots of certain mysteries or certain enigmas that have been just taking some of your joy. I feel like you cancers need to laugh more, need to be in a more happy, joyful vibration. Maybe you have been, very hidden within your own being. It's like there's this sense of some of you cancers being inside this cave because you want to feel protected. You want to feel like you are guarded against enemies, or against attacks, or against people that might try to take away something from you. It's like always being on defense mode. And it could be that that's something that you're asked to change, your defense mechanisms that lead at the same time to frustration, because you hide, but then you don't feel quite well with it, or you don't feel supported, or you don't feel the, again, energy of cooperation. I also feel like some of you are looking to feel like things are just coming together in a good way. So breathe. Some of you cancers need to breathe and relax and listen and ask. But when you ask, listen, and listen, with a different listen with a different it's like listen with a different notion. Be open to the fact that maybe initially what someone might tell you might not just feel right, because it goes against what you are mentally attached to, the ideas, the convictions, the beliefs. Just be open-minded and put things a little bit more in question about what something could be. So I hope you have a great week. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully, we'll see each other soon.